You're listening to Heritage Radio Network.
Hi everyone, welcome to Potluck Food Talks. Today we have a special guest, Iñaki Bolumburu, straight from Bangkok, Thailand. How are you doing, Iñaki?
I'm good. I mean, can't complain. How are you?
Great. So Iñaki is a Basque chef that recently opened Amalur, which is a Basque restaurant in Bangkok. Amalur means Mother Earth, is that correct?
Yeah, but basically, Amalur is a goddess in Basque mythology. It's the mother of the sun and the moon, and basically, yeah, the meaning is Pachamama or Mother Earth for us, for the Basque country, but maybe with our mythologic sense, let's say.
Okay, super interesting. So I wanted let's start with the beginning. I think it's very interesting for me always to see the experiences of chefs that are mixing or exporting their culture to other countries. There are always some things that have to be adapted. But before we get into that, let's start with the beginning, with your beginnings. How did you started cooking? When did you start? And how did you end up being a chef?
Even when I was very little already, I was already sneaking in the kitchen. I was very lucky to came from a farmhouse where all the women of my family and even the men were in Basque country. All the people knows how to cook something at least. So always I've been very interested. Even I remember to be looking Carlos Arguiñano programs when I was a kid. I was very bad student, if I need to say that. Very hyperactive guy, let's say. I went to culinary school in Bilbao, in Archanda. Learned there, the basics. Again, I was not being the best. I worked in some traditional places in Basque country. I was out inside the fine dining, let's say. And one day I end up in Venta Moncalvillo in Rioja, in a very little village as a commis chef, let's say. They give me the chance to work there. It was one Michelin star on that time. And then I realized what was the fine dining and what was the creativity inside the food. And I get like, wow, this is amazing, no? After that time, when I found like, okay, I love this. I want to learn on this game, be better and train every day, spend hours. This is how you create a craft, let's say. And then I went to San Sebastian. So in San Sebastian, I went to, Bodegón Alejandro, more traditional. And then 20 years old, I end up in Mugaritz. And boom, they broke my brain, everything is possible, everything is possible.
Which year were you in Mugaritz?
2013. Actually, I was with Phil.
Okay, super cool.
So yeah, I mean, there was like beautiful to see the sense of community, of teamwork, of these things that they put you like in a way horny, it's something that gives you an extra energy to push every day to be more perfect, all the systems, all the details, So then you get a little bit addicted to this, and you want more and more and more. And then you continue your travel, no? Like I'm a chef that, again, I tell you, I was not the best student, so I learned English in the kitchen, After Mugaritz, I end up in UC in Netherlands, because of course, but I lied to get that job in that time, saying that I was knowing English. So I arrived there for working for Sergio Herman and Cinco Bacon. Love you guys, because now they are good friends. And I went there without English, but knowing how to cook. And then I learned English there and started traveling. So the next step after there was, I went to Noma, I'm a guy that I'm always, now it's true that I spend a lot of time in the big cities, for work or whatever, but I'm a person that I love foraging, nature, Amalur is all about that also, it's a nature driving project, let's say. So yeah, Noma was also one of the places where more touched my creativity and also to see, all the level of teamwork that is there. It's very similar to Mugaritz with another point of view, let's say. That was a little bit. Even I spent some time with an echo in Azurmendi in my holidays when I was in Mugaritz. So when I was quite young, I already pushed my boundaries to the maximum level. And after 10, 15 years, I continue pushing me like a lot, sometimes too much, let's say, no? But yeah, this was a little bit the thing. Then after that, after Noma, I end up in Nerua, in the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, go back home.
Yeah, I saw you spend like a fair amount of time in Nerua, right?
Yeah. In Nerua, I spent quite a lot of time, and to Jose, I'm very grateful. It's one of the mentors that they give me wings, let's say. because well, Josean take me. If someone of my mentors is the one that take me this thing of traveling, no, because now a lot of people know me as about my pop-ups and about being in this pop-up scene, traveling quite a lot. Josean was the one like giving me the confidence to to travel with him to a lot of countries and to develop creativity in another atmospheres. So then I get addicted to that also, like I also like traveling, of course, but then like, be out of your comfort zone is sometimes very beautiful, like you see like something that we call forced creativity. That is what we do in Amalur, for example. Like we don't create dishes because we want to do something with, I don't know, with potatoes, like the potatoes tell us what to do with them, in a way. Like, so we buy them and we start working with them and we try to don't have waste. So we don't like to say waste. We like to say byproduct. So we try to don't drop nothing to the bin. So we have an equation. Okay, what we can do with this before it gets bad or in bad shape. So oils, dehydrate, powders, whatever. And then, oh, we have a big production of this. Okay, let's start creating something about this product that we have, as a seasoning or a principal product or whatever. So all these people, like, they add things in what is today Amalur, or what is happening with my pop-ups that, that they have been traveling already, like in more than 40 countries. That is like, I still don't believe it. I feel lucky sometimes.
Can you tell more about these pop-ups? Like, how did you begin doing pop-ups, and like, which were the highlights? I also saw some of your travels. Yeah.
Well, so basically, like when I finished in Nerua, I was having a bad time in my life. Like my mom passed away. Was one of, well, it's your mom, of course, but it's one of the persons that teach me from scratch, like cooking, the first things. So of course, was a very big thing. I was having a bad time, and someone tell me, hey, why you don't come to was in Estonia? Why you don't come here and you do a pop up? And I was like, okay, like, yeah, why not? I was out of the kitchen for a few months. I was not feeling very nice. So I said, okay, traveling maybe is going to make me good. I went there, dropped my style, of course, with influences of all these restaurants that all of us we know, and trying to do my thing, the thing that they really support, that they want to do. So then, when I went there, everything was very good. Like I have very good feedback of some people that were there. And then I don't know, like I went to an stage that was Heston Blumenthal randomly was there speaking. Like, and I was like, wow, what the fuck I'm doing here? I'm no one here. Of course, well, hey, he's a legend. What the fuck I'm doing here with Heston Blumenthal. Anyway, like I do my talk about what was gonna be in my mind, my next step in the pop-up world, or the events that I was doing. On that time, I was planning to open my restaurant in the next months in Basque Country. And then I explained that before that, I was wanting to do more pop-ups to learn and share with another chefs, because when you do a collaboration with another chef in another country, it's big knowledge in short time. It's like bam, bam, you get crazy. It's like when I go to the wet markets in Thailand, in Vietnam, in Cambodia, and like there are crazy markets. It's chaotic. It's sometimes even disgusting, but it's quite inspiring. It's full of energy. So
Yeah, it's
this what happened.
immersive and impactful. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's like it's too much. It's like bam, bam, bam. It's too much. It's hardcore. And then you get again like, okay, let's do another pop up, and then you see that in each pop up, your knowledge doubles, and the next pop up triples, and then you learn and share, and then you see a chef using your technique, and you have this connection with the chefs that is all about community. Hey, how you was doing this? Can you give me the tip? Like, and you help each other, and it's super nice mood. And then this starts getting like in a snowball. So from this talk that I did, like I remember, like they offered me to do a gig in Portugal. We do a nice pop up in that time with Ona in Lisbon. We smashed it, like it was super nice pop up. Then from there, like two more, from these two, four more. So it was like in a snowball, like. And then at that time, pop-ups was already some chefs that they was following because the pop-ups, and I was very like crazy about that. Like for example, Nuno Mendes from Lisboeta, he was doing pop-ups on the time, but they were just a few. And then see how all these years everything developed. Like, fuck, there are a lot of chefs that there are nomad chefs, that there are itinerant chefs. Now it's a normal thing. So yeah, that was a little bit the clue. I still like using this in my actual restaurant and concepts. to continue like working on that. At the end of the day, we treat the restaurant as a controlled pop-up, in a way.
Okay. I saw you also did a collaboration with Vasco Coelho. Was it a pop-up or
I'm
a...
actually not yet, not yet. I'm going now in September. I'm now in Bangkok right now. On day, well, all the September I have like a big tournée during all Europe, and one of them is gonna be with Vasco. That also, well, is a person from Mugaritz that we haven't met in Mugaritz, but Mugaritz have this special thing, right? Like all the people that have been there, we have something in common in a way. And Vasco, well, I'm very glad to say that Vasco is a very good friend already, a brother of mine, and we was talking about doing this collaboration for time. Now I was having time, so yeah, on day 10 of September, I'm cooking there in Euskalduna. I ate there years ago, and it's lovely. I love these guys, and I love Portugal, so I'm really, really looking forward.
Yeah, there's an episode coming with Vasco. We already recorded, but there were some technical problems, so we have to do it again. But yeah, super interesting guy, super creative person. I really
He's
admire
super
him.
amazing guy. Love you, Vasco.
Why Bangkok? Let's get into Amalur. Like, how did you ended up there, and how did the project develop? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that was not on the plan. If I need to tell you, like, I'm very like impulsive in a way, and the people that know me, they know like it's full of energy, always good, and I always try to, yeah, let's make it, Well, some people will know, like, I was having my last restaurant was in Amsterdam, like, we was like already like getting quite big there. It was a very big project, and then, well, very sadly, we need to stop the relation because, well, we have a problem with the landlord, so was not business wise oriented positively. So we decided to stop with that project. It was sad. I continue having connection with Amsterdam because it's a beautiful city, and I really think that have a big potential. Soon we are going to talk like Amsterdam, like the last years Copenhagen, let's say, in my opinion.
You got a recognition from Best Chef Awards. What was it in that project in Amsterdam?
Yeah, was
Okay.
with Contrast Amsterdam. We was doing like was a beautiful project. Like was very personal. No menu, only the price. The first question was, well, welcome to the restaurant. What you don't want to eat tonight, what you cannot eat tonight, and then after that is our game. No, like your home, gallery of art, some race under the boat. Like was a boat in a canal, 2 floors, super cool. And then I'm still like very like romantic with the fact. But well, at the end of the day, like I'm very passionate, but we always need to figure out that this at the end of the day is a business, no? But yeah, we was like in a very good shape, Gambero Rosso, Gormillo, the Best Chef Award, well, all these recognitions that, well, for the ego of a chef or for people like us, we are like, well, always trying to be the best, let's say. Like there are things that they tell you, okay, you are in a good way. So of course was very nice. It was very nice to be invited. And when if I need to tell you, when I went to the Best Chef Award, I was saying, okay, what the fuck I'm doing here? I was drinking a beer, yeah, in Dubai, and then I saw my fucking face in the monitor and say like, what the fuck? And the people were like, so maybe the people think that I'm like, but nah, I'm very down to earth on that thing. And now what happened is like, well, this year I started the year without restaurants. So I was a little bit low on positivity, let's say. And I always, when I'm a little bit sad, I always try to, turn it over, double the bet. So I started again with the pop-up game because it was already like a few years, focused on just one restaurant, one project. And I start popping. So in January, at the end of January, I was already in Asia. I'm in Bangkok. I live here. I have a lot of friends, and well, in all Southeast Asia, and well, quite well connected, let's say. So I always drop some pop-ups during the year. Like I use it as also a kind of inspiration because it's not the same to go to the market in Guernica or to go to the market in Bangkok, Toronto, wet market. It's like, wow, if you are Basque, this thing is gonna make you crazy. And if you are from Thailand and you are used to the wet market, you go to Guernica market and say, wow, So it's like, it's this fine. So at the beginning of the year, I was here doing a pop-up, and then just randomly, I saw a friend of mine that he was having a location that they was having a restaurant that they closed it because they moved the place. And I was there before. Say, oh, what are you doing with the location? Yes, the day when I was traveling back to Europe, I hit the man, he said, stop. Say, well, hey, I'm doing some pop-ups this year. I don't want to invest again, because I'm a little bit Chinese for these things, like when I don't like the number, like 2025, for example, I was like, it's impar, like I love pairs. Yeah, I'm very like superstitious for other things in a way. It's quite retarded thing, right? But yeah,
No, no,
it's like,
no.
it's the truth. It is true. So I say I'm not going to invest any money in the year. Let's make it happen for 2026. Let's use the year for learning what was wrong, what was good, what we can be better. Let's make healthy because of course, like well, a lot of chefs that maybe they are hearing this, like having a project in Amsterdam that was very big with very low team and trying to be the best, like also fuck your healthiness a little bit, low hours of sleeping, too much coffee, too much tobacco, So this year I say, okay, January I stop tobacco, detox, like getting trained every day. So it's go back in track just to be better the next time. And then randomly I say, oh, should we take over this place? So we take now Amalur in Bangkok in Soy 51, second floor of a crazy location. You saw it from outside and looks like we are selling drugs. Like it's
I've seen
like
the picture. It looks really
yeah,
like a joint
looks
in Bangkok.
yes,
Yeah.
looks like, but also this is the beauty of Bangkok because Bangkok is not. If you are not a tourist here, you see Bangkok as a controlled chaos. It's a chaos. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's controlled. All works. In a way. And this is Amalur in a way. Outside, it's like, what the fuck is this? It's very difficult to find it. We don't have parking. We don't have a host, and it's something that I wanted to make. Like now, Amalur is a very casual thing for Bangkok, but Amalur, how I want it is like it's a nomad itinerant project, let's say, where we are taking over spaces and make it a concept that fits for the area, the neighborhood, or even the restaurant where it's happening. No, so for now, like actually, the next week is gonna be the last week of this little short time residency of 2 months. But it is true that I'm already like thinking in making it longer because well, I need to be back in September in Europe. But I'm really thinking to make it open for long, for good, from October. We are already working on that because I was not expecting the very good feedback of the guests here. Because Asian guests sometimes can be amazing and sometimes can be something that they cannot. My style of kitchen is not that. For example, I remember years ago in one of my pop out here in Bangkok, the people was asking me, "Can you put me truffle with caviar and uni?" And say like, "Listen, I'm not this kind of chef. Like it's fine, I respect, but it's not what we do here. It's not what we do in Amalur." So basically, in Amalur, we are trying to bring the philosophy of the Basque Txoko. We are very inspired of the Txoko, of the Basque society, where we talk with the guest and we try to say to him, like I always say, the first rule is just have fun, feel like in home, but we have another rule on top. Behave and don't give us problems. So that's normal. No, you go to a home of your friends, you do that. And then now people, I say to them, hey, people they came and say, I want turbo. And I say, sorry, I'm not bringing fish from overseas, from Spain or Europe. I'm bringing fish from Japan because it's like what 3 hours fly, 4 hours fly, and it's like also talking about sustainability is also something that we found, and we are working in found things in the local market. That, for example, now we are working with amazing bonito and fits with the bonito season of Basque Country. Also, we are getting heirloom tomatoes from some friends that they met them 3 years ago. They started a beautiful project in Chiang Mai. They are very nice tomato. I mean, like even peppers, whatever. So we are trying to give the seasons of Basque Country in the same timeline in Bangkok. With the same. It's like a choco. The people gets here. Sometimes they bring the wine. Sometimes they ask, "Hey, can I have like I don't know? I want to like a grouper, like full grouper, whatever." So we try to buy the best every time. So we spend a lot of time in the market in the mornings. The menu changes daily with the best things that we have because I really believe that what we do is like I really believe that in the box of fish, your only one is the best, right? So we try to buy that one. So that's why we always have like 3 portions of this, 4 portions of this. We work only a la carte now, and I found it like wow, very inspiring. I came from a tasting long menus, experience forward restaurants or pop-ups or fine dining stuff, and now I'm doing something more casual, just down to earth, just product, good price. I mean, the people tell me that I'm cheap, like And I say, no, man, Bangkok is overpriced. That's the problem. But that's a good thing. So that's why now, like even the people at the beginning, they was coming to the restaurant. They were saying, this is a Spanish food. I say, no, man, this is Basque. They say, what the fuck is Basque? I say, okay, you can Google it, right? You have a mobile in your in your pocket. And then the people start with that, and I'm quite hardcore, like sometimes when you're having a fine dining restaurant, all of us we know that we need to be a little bit chill with the guests, and and give them all the love, of course, like always. But it's true that here we are using the concept of the choco. So another day, for example, I remember like I cooked them like a brill.
1 second, 1 second. I wanted to get into that for people who don't know. So Iñaki is talking about chocos. Chocos is the way it's called in Biscay. Here in Guipuzcoa, it's called Gastronomic Society. These are basically supper clubs. So you're a member, and as a member, you invite your friends, and you're a host, and you cook with for your friends, and yeah, it's basically like a private club that you have a space where you can cook and host, and you, as a host, you're responsible of your guests. So if anybody's doing a mess, you kick them out or whatever, more or less. That's how it works.
And you have your own cave of wine, and you pay after the meal, and it's something like it's very cultural in the Basque Country, and not all the people know about. Like it's crazy. For example, the one of my father, just for if my father passed away, please no, never in life. But they will call me the first person, and if I refuse to continue his position, I will not be able to join this place anytime in my life and go inside. So in Vizcaya, they are hardcore with this. They are like,
wow, okay.
There are very strong societies where the pictures of the guys that of the members that are in the wall, and appears there my father with a big mustache on the 80s. You know what I mean? Like this is fun. Every time they call me, I go there to cook, and then you are cooking with a lot of elders, like Basque guys. That one is a fisherman, one is a butcher, the other one is a forager, hunters. And then you start cooking, and they what the fuck are you doing? And man, I'm a professional chef. What the fuck are you doing? You don't do this like that. Fuck off, you. Fuck Mitchell is, like this stuff like that. So then the best thing that you can do is grab your glass of chocolate, step away a little bit, and just learn. So this is a little bit the idea, I mean, I completely recommend to everyone that is showing this, if you have the chance to go to Choco because they invite you, because otherwise you can't go by yourself, do it, because it's like the most true Basque experience ever.
Yeah, it's a beautiful experience. I love it. I became a member of one not so long ago. And yeah, it took me 8 years living here to become a member of one. You don't just become a member of a Choco. Yeah, it's like a thing. And you were saying that I also find that very interesting. How is it to cook Basque for an Asian audience? Because I also think these are not the most compatible cuisines. Like Basque, I see it very, very minimalistic. And on the other side, Thai cuisine is very maximalistic. It's like a lot of spices, a lot of everything.
You need to twist your mind. And of course, look, I always say one thing. And it's something that with more years and more travel, I'm more sure about. Basque cuisine can be only really executed in Basque Country. It's all about product. But yes, you can bring the philosophy, right? Philosophy of respect to the product. Like actually, Basque cuisine is very nature forward. It's a lot of forage items, a lot of fish, a lot of farmer environment. So this is what we try a little bit with Amalur. We go to the markets, we found the best produce. So for example, now we are having beautiful bonito. We have bonito, we have tomato. So we do these games. It's difficult because here, for example, the people, the thing that we have is that for the people here is salty. Our food is salty, but then of course, I cannot slow it down. It's correctly done, whatever. Here they use a lot of umami and sugar and spice, and they don't get the salt like we do. So this is the most tricky part for that. But then, if I need to tell you, in Thailand, it's a lot of product. For example, the only big struggle that I have in these days is found in a fish that is very high in collagen for pickle sauce, for example. This is one of the biggest, but we are working now in some techniques just to fix it. So we are using bowls of very reduced broth. So we just get gelatin and we use this as a little add. So of course, as I tell you, you can bring the philosophy, but making Basque food only can be in Basque Country. It's all about the produce and the producers. I guess that we can see the same. Can say the same about Japan, for example. Like you're in Japan, you see the craft and whatever, and founding this craftsmanship in another places of the world is quite difficult. Yeah, you can do a very nice Japanese restaurant in somewhere in the world. Of course, there are, but you know what I mean, right? Like,
Absolutely, no, and I agree 100%.
and this is what we are doing. We again, like the charcoal or the fire, the grill is a very big item in the restaurant. So let's say that 70%, 80% of the menu is touched by fire, by charcoals. We don't have lagrima pea, for example, but we have sugar snap pea. That good selected, that good buy it. Let's say I have some producers in Chiang Mai. They are doing good stuff, because here in Bangkok also is like a big metropolis. So you have all the foods of all around, and you have chefs of all around. So all of them, they bring seeds with them. So now in Thailand, we have a new movement of a lot of growers in Chiang Mai, because Chiang Mai basically is the north, is the mountain area. Is the weather is like summer in Basque Country. During the day it's hot, but during the night you need a jacket, man. Like really in the mountains. So they are doing puntarelle, Italian vegetables. They are doing tomato. They are doing peppers. Is getting there. So we try always to analyze what we have, what we not. For example, we don't have like guindilla, like dry guindilla or the dry chili that is not spicy. Here is spicy as fuck. So instead of putting four pieces, we put one. So we try to play the game with that, and then of course the fish here, well, is not the best because it's hot water, let's say, so we analyze what we use. For example, here we use oysters just for emulsion because they are not good for eating it raw, at least on my opinion. uh, okay for eating them steamed, but well, we use them for basically emulsions and things like that. So this is that, analyze each product for one technique. When we have like big clam, Manila clam, like we cook it on charcoal. When it's later, we use salsa verde. So this is how the menu goes changing and evolving, very naturally, very organically.
Super cool, super cool. Yeah, I saw also on your social media that I don't know when, maybe a few years ago, you collaborated with Chele in gallery.
Kelly is a very good friend, and he's Josian was the first, the one taking me there to cook in Manila with Chele a few times actually. And yeah, Chele, I can say, is very, very good friend of mine, as it is Josian. And well, Josian is one of the person that introduced me to, well, a lot of the gastronomical world. That today we are friends and brothers, let's say, and we collaborate a lot.
Yeah, because he's also a good example of someone that took like Spanish cooking philosophy into the Philippines, and yeah, and it became like its own
One
new.
of the first, I would say, like when Chile was already in Philippines, was like what 10 years ago now. I mean, like, and now we have a lot of projects there that are amazing. I have been in a gallery by Chile, or his restaurant, and it's amazing. Every time that I have been there, I have been like, bam, mind blown. I remember the first time I eat like mantis. It's like a kind of a, not a langoustine, but like a kind of a big long shrimp that looks like a mantis, but in a shrimp shape. I tried there and it was like boom, mind blown. Even like the river prawn and all this stuff. So these kind of travels, they really mark me like a lot, because Chile is like the best embajador. I don't know how you say this in English.
Ambassador. Ambassador.
Ambassador of Philippines, and in Spain, in Philippines. He's amazing. He's super fun actually. I love him.
Yeah, also super funny guy. Yeah, as far as I know, like I think that there are like three restaurants playing that game. That would be Gallery by Chele, De Wakan by Darren, and Locavore,
Yeah.
right? Like those three in
Oh,
Southeast
the
Asia are
Locavore
like.
guys, man, like wow, wow, wow. I mean, like the Locavore guys, this is like a history, man. Like I was, well, before coming to Bangkok now, like I do a residency also in Indonesia, in a lost island there in Sumba, where we was working with only natural product, changing the menu every day with one of the pop-ups. Maybe this is for another time of recording this. But we do, well, LK and Ray, they are very good friends of mine also. Actually, we cooked together in Manila at Cele's place one time with Hosian, with Julien from Odette in Singapore. And from there, we are very good friends. So I was there and then my brother Iñaki come here. I was in Bali the last time, like 7 years ago, in the old Locavore. I fucking love it on that time. It was a little space, like very good tasting menu, fine dining, all local source. Okay, I went this time because they moved location. And I was like, man, I arrived there. These guys, they do like 10 steps, no, 100 steps, level up. Like they move from a little location of 30 cubers to something that is like a wow, huge restaurant with fermentation lab, mushroom lab, super all cycles, totally sustainable. 97%, I think, of the waste changing into new material, the water, everything. These guys, fuck, man. Like I was there, I will say, guys, like this is insane. Insane about fuck the investment here, like the risk, everything. It's a very big place. And these guys, I love them. Everything is local. You found a lot of like jungle garlic, man, like little garlic. You found things that again, like traveling is this. I think they are doing a very good work for the community, man. Everything that they are using is like crafted there in the Iceland, and we have a collaboration there where it was like black boxes. So basically, you team up with a chef that you don't know by sorteo, by playing the name of the papeletas. I don't know how to say
Yeah,
that.
you gamble it, yeah, like a
Yeah,
contest.
gambling, no? And then you have a box, and then I open it, and was there like sea cucumber and SCOBY from the kombucha, no? So you need to use this in your dishes. So then another chef they get like I don't know a snake and whatever. So it was like that. So it was a play of creativity, but again, forced creativity. Someone is putting you like okay, jump, create. And then we are gonna sell a menu in 10 hours to a packed restaurant of 80 cubers, that they are expecting the best of all of you motherfuckers. So it was a beautiful experience, man. I love them.
Yeah, everything I've
Almost.
heard about Locavore, it's like you're saying, like the really like game changers in the region, and everything they do is really admirable. Which are going to be your stops in your Europe tour? Are you coming to San Sebastian?
I will try my best, but if I need to tell you, I'm tired as fuck this time. I will be like, this is going to be fast because I have always in my brain. Day three, I fly from here to Transylvania and Romania. We are going to expose what we are doing with Amalur because at the end, Amalur have a nomad beginning, let's say. And in Transylvania, well, Romania, they have a lot of like gypsy philosophy, like it's a thing there, gypsy tradition or whatever. So we are going to expose it there. We're going to go hunting, a lot of foraging there, like the wildlife there is amazing. Then from there, we will go to Porto to cook with Vasco on day 10 of September. From there, I'm going to Bilbao just for 3 days, very fast. Like my family is gonna kill me, I think, but because I have a new nephew, so of course, sometimes I forget that they have family. That's a big problem sometimes. So I'm going to be a nice family member, go hunting with my father, some foraging, some last summertime mushrooms, let's say, and then after that we go to London, cooking in Carousel, a nice spot. I cooked there a few times when I start with all these crazy things of the pop-ups, and it's a good spot for pop-ups. So London is always very nice. I hope to visit a lot of friends there. From London, we go to Amsterdam, trying to fit something else, but we still not confirmed, but maybe taking 1 week there. And then going to Antwerp, also cooking there in a restaurant of a friend. And then I'm going to Milan for the Best Chefs Award. I think this year I'm going just to chill and have some drinks with friends, let's say. But yeah, just having some time for resting. I'm not gonna cook. I'm not gonna no pressure. I don't have pressure on this year, so everything chill. And then from there, going back home, stay a little bit with the family, just out of the mobile, out of the social life. Like just friends and family. Choco, of course, cooking a little bit and then planning to come back to Asia on 8th, 15th of October to make it a Malur for long. We're gonna do like the plan is to do some renewals, some new ceramic chains, so put it in really like in a good shape to be like a top restaurant in the city of Bangkok.
How many are you in Amalur? How big is the team?
Myself, I mean, just for the sun, I take bookings, I put the marketing. I mean, I'm doing quite of everything. You know what I mean? So I'm myself plus Anne, that is like I call her Mama because she's like my manager and she's amazing. She's also very strong lady. Tai, that is also a thing. And then I have another 3 boys. Another 3 boys that are like they're not professional chefs, so but they are aiming to learn, and we are doing this. Now we're giving opportunities to everyone. And then the beautiful thing of Amalur is like it's a 35-seat restaurant. Half of it is a counter. So it's very nice. For one chef, I mean, I am able to manage, with two chefs, like trained chefs is super easy going, like, and at the end of the day, we're doing just good food, tasty food, nothing super crazy, and a lot of fire, so it's I really love the
And
location.
and two things I wanted also to ask. What about drinks and desserts? What are you offering at Amalur?
Now I have only two desserts. Desserts, we always have like an option of an ice cream. Right now, for example, this week was reduced milk ice cream with fast pickled strawberries and salted cashew nut cookie, let's say. Super nice. And then we are having like, yeah, we are having always an option of a cake. No, not very heavy. Like always is very light, my desserts, because I'm not really a sweet tooth guy. We're having now this week was a cacao wet cake with olive oil instead of butter, and we bring some. I bring some vanilla from my last travel to Cambodia. It's amazing, amazing quality. Polyphonia, like super nice. So we are doing like a cream with vanilla and some strawberry olive oil. Probably this week is gonna be a coconut cake. Like we get some nice coconut another day. So it's a little bit how we work. Like we will change it. And then about the beverages, I mean, like it's amazing. Because it's basically what they drink. So basically, 25 labels of natural wine, natural, organic, dynamic. All of them that are from Europe. Is the only thing that we import is the preserves or the liquors or things that they really can be imported, and not fresh stuff. So 25 labels that they go changing when I finish or when I'm a little bit tired or bored. I ask for another new label to my friend Pablo, that is my supplier here. He's a very good friend. He's Spanish also. And he sent me new things, and I love his space. He have wine bars here that is amazing. So we are also giving the offer of the 50% of the concept is natural wine. Let's say that is how it should be. And then mixed drinks, only the big classics and the things that they drink. Like nothing cocktails, like gin tonic, very good gin tonic, and Negroni. Done. For snaps, pacharan. Done. That's what we have.
Perfect. You don't need
And then
anything else,
waffles.
like.
No, I mean, like, and the people is happy, they don't need to be thinking, they go very fast, it's easy for them.
Super cool. Iñaki, thank you so much for sharing everything, and hope to see you soon in San Sebastian.
Please.
That's it for this week's episode of Potluck Food Talks. If you like what we're doing, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok as Potluck Food Talks. The show airs every Monday.